A year after the attack on Israel and the subsequent war in Gaza, efforts to find peace also continue.
And for more on that, we are joined live tonight by Avi Meyerstein, the founder and president of the Alliance for Middle East Peace, which is a network of Israeli and Palestinian peace builders. Avi, thank you so much for joining us on the program tonight. Here we are a year later, no end in sight to this conflict. In fact, the war has now expanded in the region. How do you and your team try to promote peace, dialogue, and mutual security as this war rages on?
Well, thank you for having me on this very solemn day that really marks the beginning of many solemn days and weeks. I think it really begins by us recognizing our mutual pain. We have a team and we have a network of thousands of Israelis and Palestinians who know that it's a false choice, it's a false binary to say that it's either them or us, but that actually we can be with each other and recognize the pain and suffering that has occurred on all sides of this conflict this last year. It's certainly not easy, but we do see that there are voices of reason that are beginning to take root. I was in the region just last week and had conversations with an Israeli mother who asked me very thoughtfully, can we ever have peace here? Do the people on the other side, are there good people there? And the next day I sat with a Palestinian colleague who told me that she had the same exact conversation with her teenage son, asking the same questions. And those questions are heartbreaking, but they also show a tentative opening. People are asking questions that they didn't before about the status quo that has lingered for a long time that brought us to this moment. And that creates an opportunity. And we're seeing the programs on the ground, as you said, we have a network. It's over 160 organizations and tens of thousands of people who are mobilizing, who are rolling up their sleeves and working side by side to bring 300 aid trucks to Gaza. I sat a week and a half ago with a trauma surgeon who works with hundreds of trauma surgeons in all the hospitals in the West Bank and in Israel who consult each other when they're dealing with the awful effects of this war. And we see in Israel, in recent weeks, 750,000 people in the streets who are calling for a hostage deal and a ceasefire. Mm-hmm. So we're seeing those openings, and there are things we can do to actually move this forward. Of course, sealing the deal and getting the hostages out alive and getting a ceasefire in place is critical so that we stop escalating this moment and we can start focusing on the future. But then we can actually institutionalize and scale this work. We have so many people engaged. We know what works, but we are facing a tsunami of fear and trauma and pain. And in order to confront that, we really need to be mobilizing and getting the word out by the thousands of people. And then finally, we need to connect it with a diplomatic horizon, because you need to build that base, that foundation of support from the ground up. But you also need to show people that there is a plan, that there is an exit, that there's a path forward. When we combine those things, we can actually get to a place that we've never been in this conflict. I've heard so many people on both sides asking the critical question, which is what we focus our energies on. Do I have a partner? And we know that those partners are there. We know those partners can be built. And what we see over time is when Israelis and Palestinians see that they have a partner, they're willing to do almost anything for peace.
Okay.
Wow.
Avi Meyerstein, founder and president of the Alliance for Middle East Peace, which is a network of Israeli and Palestinian peace builders. Thank you.
Avi, thanks so much for your time. It is 5:50, 16 degrees. You're watching